Right then. Should be live.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to give like a minute just to make sure that people know.
Check that everything's in working order and all that.
In the green.
Yeah. Ted's just messaged saying okay, so he'll be watching.
Yep. So that's that. Okay. So good evening, everybody. We are Wren Rhodes. I am Wren Rhodes. Most of the time I run the channel, and with me today is my partner Dion. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And today's just supposed to be an introduction, followed by plans we might have for future episodes, and basically just to wish you all happy Christmas.
Merry Evemas, actually.
Evemas. Evemas.
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Right then.
So you want to do most
Any actual viewers yet?
I don't know. I guess next thing is to just go through like most notable things about ourselves then.
Yes.
So, do you want me to take that first?
If you'd like to, it's up to you.
Okay, well, I guess the main thing about me at the moment is my degree. I'm currently studying marine zoology up in Bangor in North Wales, if anybody knows it, in the butt crack of nowhere. It's not a lovely place, not really. So there are probably going to be a few streams in future where we'll be covering some more sort of sciencey and academic topics rather than just nerd shit and politics. Not that I don't like nerd shit and politics.
Yeah, we plan to cover a lot of ground. Some of it's going to be on the nerdier side because I'm, as you can see by the thumbnail we've got on the stream, we like a lot of sort of video games, Power Rangers, Doctor Who, that kind of stuff. Other stuff too, but we couldn't find PNGs, so not everything actually has a PNG. So, although Dion does have means to actually create them, so we'll probably update that as and when needed.
Yeah, I think there were a couple things on that didn't have PNGs, like the Shadow Man one. I had to actually
We do want to keep adding to it. We'll get on to exactly what we want to cover because there is other stuff. We have written down a bunch of plans we have, so that'll come up.
Well, obviously one of the main ones is we're going to be going through Animorphs.
We plan to do a because I'm quite an Animorphs fan and I've gotten Dion into it.
Yeah.
So we're reading the books, and every time we read a bunch of them, we are just at the end of the 5th book, which is the one with the lobster on the front. The Predator, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And when we reach the end of that, we will be convening with Dion and asking her how she feels about how the story's going so far, how she feels about some of the characters.
Yeah, well, I mean, it all kind of started because it was a really nostalgic thing for you, and then it turns out, like, politically, it's really...
Yeah, turns out if anybody,
really
if we have leftist viewers, Animorphs is pretty based.
Yeah.
The writers are based, and they've integrated a lot of the subject matter into the books themselves.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
so every couple books we're just going to be coming through talking about, like, well, mostly me, because I'm kind of the guinea pigs for the books, because Yumi's already... She knows a lot of the content from when she was younger, and just generally being in internet forums.
I actually discovered Animorphs more for the TV show back in the day than the books, because back in the day we had like Poundland when I was a kid. We still do, but Poundland was different back then. And they were selling VHS tapes of the first couple of episodes, and I got my mum to pick one up, and then I remember watching it all the time in my earlier life. It's only really the last couple of years that I've gotten into the books, but from what I can tell, the TV show wasn't that great. I'm just really into the nostalgia of it because I remember it, but most people do say that the TV show is nothing compared to the books they're based on.
Yeah, well, even me as like a really, really, really new fan, like, there have been times where you and I have been watching bits of the TV show to try and correspond with the books that we've read so far. And it really just doesn't hold up.
We actually had a moment like that recently in the last book where I can't do it. This is going to give spoilers, isn't it?
A little bit.
It's where they're going under the ocean to find somebody they're looking for. Those of you who've read the books will know who I'm on about. But in the TV show, I remember they basically just go through like a construction site, and not the construction site from the first book, just the smaller, shittier one. It's basically just a caravan dumped in the middle of nowhere with a few trees around it, basically. And that's what their substitute for an ocean was.
Yeah, they basically found him in a derelict building.
It's basically a lot more epic in the books than it is in the TV show, and there's you find that all over the place if you watch the TV show and read the books at the same time. So a lot of kids would have probably been disappointed with that, but in hindsight, you know,
it's going to be fun talking about the new movie coming out in future.
There is a movie in the works.
Yeah.
And Catherine Applegate and what's his name, Michael Grant. They've already walked from it because they don't think, well, they're not really being listened to, and they think it's going to be the age-old trope of studios not really wanting to go along with the source material and just kind of abandoning any of the actual substance and instead just going for an action Hollywood epic type deal.
I was just about to say, I feel like they're going to Michael Bay it, you know, they're just going to
explosions.
Explosions, car chases, like, it's not going to seem...
Explosions!
It's just not going to seem as good as it should be.
Anyway, we've gotten off to a flying start. We actually did have stuff written down, so if you'd like to pull the thing up.
We do.
So we actually haven't introduced ourselves. So I'm Wren Rhodes. A lot of people will know me as the person on this channel primarily. A lot of you have seen the videos where I'm actually in the video, just messing about.
Being you.
I do plan to actually still put up actual edited videos. We'll get on to why we're trying to stream instead. Not instead, but as well as. Sorry, my brain just went dead.
No, it's alright.
So that'll be still happening. I do have some plans on that regard, but should we just get into it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So recently I tried to, basically I made some videos about Ghost BC, which is a band I'm really into, and as the case is with a lot of YouTubers, they started getting like DMC claims all over them, and they started getting blocked in like 300 countries that don't exist. So, UMG's been really messing this stuff up recently. So that means that I tried to basically edit it into a feature length because they were originally in 4 parts. So I tried to stick it all together into 1 hour long epic kind of thing. Hello. No, still seems fine. What was I going on about? Sorry.
You were talking about basically companies not giving a shit about fair use and copyright striking you everywhere.
Yeah, they really don't. So really, objectively, we can only cover this kind of content now. By just kind of streaming it instead, because that way I can talk about whatever I want. And you know, I mean, it sucks because we can't use the actual like stuff, you know, the actual like music or the films or whatever to use them as like case studies, but we can still talk about it, so
yeah,
that's good. This is really annoying me. What's going on here?
I think your computer's just having a bit of a moment.
Do you want to take over for a minute and talk about yourself?
Talk about myself.
Hopefully it'll come back. I need to gather my thoughts.
Okay. Well, I mean, as I already mentioned, I'm doing a degree in fish and stuff. It's really not as interesting as most people make it out to be. So I mean, my part of these streams really is just to give Yumi like someone to converse with, because it's not really any fun just staring at a screen and yelling to yourself.
I find it really difficult to just kind of talk. I mean, people actually, if you watch my older videos, you'll find I'm really just rubbish at like acting genuine, and like that's why everything that I have in that video, and usually I literally write it on a piece of paper and then I'm reading it off the piece of paper while I'm looking at the camera, and everyone can tell.
Yeah, there have been a few times where you've done like audio recordings of yourself to do as voiceovers, and you can hear the pages turning.
That will be improving a lot now, because I am using
it's
Firecast.
It is a
AO1,
Firecast AO1 mic,
which we got for the grand sum of 25 English sterling.
Well, I think it was $25.99, wasn't it? Call it 26.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it actually seemed like we were both a little bit worried because it's quite a cheap sort of model, but it seems to actually really be doing the job considering.
Well, the time will tell. For all we know, the stream could have just completely died because we for some reason the bottom taskbar is completely gone. My laptop's freaking out. Anyway, so what else was there? So as everyone will know, I'm 27. Aren't I?
You are in fact 27.
I'm 27.
You do sometimes forget your own age.
I
It's
know.
quite a.
When you get past like 20, everything becomes
Yeah,
a blur.
you stop keeping count. I only recently turned 22. I'm still a babby to most people.
So as for plans for actual like edited content, I collect Power Rangers, as everyone knows, because that was in one of my more cringier videos recently. But thankfully now I've got an actual like, it's a really cool setup because it's like a proper glass cabinet without the doors obviously, but you don't need them. With LED lights and everything, so you can light them up. And as everyone who's a Power Rangers fan knows, that you want the colours. You know, the colours. That's what makes it the thing. You know. You want your reds, blues, greens, yellows, pinks, you know, whatever else. So I want to do a big video of the collection, you know, proper edited, you know. I want to put like, I mean, I don't know about music because the MCs at the moment are a bit up in the air, but I definitely want it edited so that I can like, you know. Yeah, so that's the idea. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tess. Thank you. Dion's got a little brother. Little Arabian Prince, and he is a big Pokemon fan, so we hope to have him on in a couple of episodes time, and they're going to both talk about Pokemon because I really am only 1998. That's the only year I remember. After that I kind of just gave up. So they are up to date with their Pokemon lore.
I mean,
I'm a boomer.
I mean, me not so much. I'm up to date as of some of the Alola region, but he spends most of his time playing Pokemon, and he's really, really clued up on all the new Pokemon and stuff that I'm not. So, I have a little bit more knowledge of the older stuff, and if you want to talk new Pokemon and new things, it's him that you go to.
Yeah. So Dion's got the marine zoology and the Pokemon. So
marine zoology, Pokemon.
So instead of going to streamers that are doing that but better, you can come to ours instead. I'm
a jack of all trades. What can I say?
So yeah. Also, I've got a friend called Sphero Crescent. I don't know if he's watching. We hope, and this is a hope because we're not sure yet if it's going to actually be logistically possible. We have Shadow Man in this thumbnail for a reason. It's because I fucking love the game, and I want to basically do a thing where Seth will, because he's streamed it thousands of times, he knows it back to front, so we want him to play it, and we want me and Dion to be sort of reviewing it, critiquing it, and also doing a bit of a walkthrough all in one.
Yeah, so, going over the lore and things like that. Yeah, we want to
talk about the developers of the game. We want to talk about all the weird like music and stuff. The Tim Haywood. The musical director is genius, and we want to just break the game down completely to its core, and hopefully we can do it live, which is quite a big feat, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah,
especially because it's content that I can't really do without streaming now because it would be DMCA'd, probably. Actually, Shadow Man is. There's a couple of tunes on there that always get like copyrighted because obviously they use some music that wasn't Tim Haywood, such as Moonlight Sonata, and there's the hem thing that plays, and when you go into Dr. Batrachian, you get like a hem thing. It's really cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that always tends to get picked up by whichever company claims it.
Yeah.
So that's plans. I want to do some Power Rangers content stream wise as well. I'm thinking we can do some tier lists. Really, we'd like to have some viewers, so that we can. Tell us what you want.
Yeah,
what do you want to see? We could possibly do it. We will.
I mean, it would be really nice to be able to have.
The text bar's completely gone. Is it possible that you could get onto YouTube on this stream so we can see if anybody's actually commented?
Yeah, I can
because my computer's freaking out.
Yeah, I can do. Hang on. I'll just pull it up on my phone.
So yeah, we've been over why I want to stream. So yeah, you haven't really talked about much of yourself.
That is very true.
So
That is very true.
come on then.
All right.
You don't get too personal on mine. They don't want your bank details. So what are you into? What your interests? Talk about what you would want to talk about on this.
Well, I mean, obviously, with us being
Content.
together and both being quite nerdy people, there's quite an overlap in our interests. But
Yeah.
I do also have some interests that she just couldn't care less about, to be honest.
I don't know. I've been won over with some things. Like I never used to give a fuck about like DC and MCU.
Yeah, I'm getting you into Marvel and stuff.
Now
yeah.
I do care.
We're gonna watch all the Marvel
Although
Cinematic
I think I've rubbed off
Universe.
quite a bit more on you, really, when it comes to interests, because
Well,
you're
I
now a
mean-
massive Animals fan.
Yeah,
You're also a Ghost BC fan.
yeah, true.
You're also way into a certain band that we want to talk about later in time
In
called
other
Enter
streams.
Shikari.
Yeah.
And she used to hate them because of the hard, like, English accent that Wren Rhodes has. Whereas I've always been a fan, but we won her over, and now she's a big fan.
Yeah.
So, and still we will be here, standing like statues.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a basic bitch, really. I like video games. I like anime. I like to read
She's
quite.
a weeb.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. I like to read quite a lot of books. I mean, obviously most of it's academic books, but I spend most of my free time these days either studying for my degree or with you or learning languages. I'm trying to learn like 7 languages at once, and it's really a bad idea, but that's fun. And yeah, I mean, that's about all I do, really. I mean, I've got a lot of pets, if that counts. If y'all ever want to see pictures of my pets, you can just, like, go to my Instagram. You can see in the little...
Yeah, the Instagram's
bit
in the corner there, DD of Death.
Yeah.
Also, about that Twitter handle, Dion actually had a bit of a typo there. It's actually a capital M at the beginning, if you want to go on my Twitter. I mostly just post about, like, it's mostly left-wing propaganda, so if you're not in for that, then I'd just stay away, to be honest.
General snowflakery.
Yeah, just complete degeneracy, just...
As is to be expected, really.
I'm proper, yeah, we haven't actually gone over that. Yeah, we are unavowed socialists,
Yep.
unashamedly. So some of you might not be in for that, but we do plan to basically mix nerd culture with politics. Because we find
There's
that
often an
a
overlap.
lot of the stuff we're into does have overlaps. Animals, for example, it could be read as like a crash course in lefty politics for kids.
Why
yeah.
having child soldiers is bad.
Yep. We'll get into it. I need to pick my brain and like put all that together because I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah.
There is thousands of examples though.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of other things we could say about ourselves. Obviously, we're both big gay.
Well, I mean, everyone knows I'm trans. That's going well, quite. By the way, I noticed that like I've not been on camera in my videos very much recently, so people don't really know how far I am into transition or how it's going. Though it has been affected by coronavirus a little bit.
Obviously.
I'm gonna lie. But things are changing. My voice is pretty much the same. Anyone who knows about transitions will know that like your voice doesn't change much. But I have my tater tots coming in, so booby power.
Take old biddies.
Tickle bitties.
Take old biddies.
Whatever. And I feel content, so that's going well. So you don't have to worry about any of that.
As for myself, I'm a little bit more into the.
I haven't even gone into medication yet.
Oh God! Okay,
Hold your
well,
horses.
well, rude. All right,
Okay,
then.
so 2 milligrams of estrogen, twice a day. That's what I'm on at the moment. They're thinking of increasing the dose. So, anyone who's transitioning or knows anyone who is or is researching that will know exactly what that means. And also, I take a testosterone suppressant every 3 months, and I'm about 6 months into that nearly. I am now done because I don't really want to talk about it much more. Carry on.
I would just like to point out she's actually way further than 6 months in with the
Really?
triptorelin. Yeah,
It does feel like less.
it's been that way since about the beginning of May.
Okay.
So, May is what, the 5th month, so yeah. Either way, it's been quite a while. I'm a slightly different kind of tran.
Go on.
I'm not taking any medication
validate yourself.
or doing anything like that. I tried to use they them pronouns, which I didn't point out to your misgendering before.
Bugger, I've done it again.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
She's got to get used to it because I mean,
from the bottom of my heart.
it's all right. She's just getting used to it because I mean, for like the first year and a half of our relationship, I was still
yeah.
she her. So you know, it was a recent change.
I've kind of just radically changed everything, really. With my transition, everyone's kind of around me seems to be questioning their gender lately. So
yeah,
it's a thing, and I haven't got a problem, so it's cool. These things happen, you know. Sometimes you figure out something about yourself, not through your own doing. Sometimes it just takes you to meet somebody else, and then they kind of just rub off on you, and then you start questioning yourself. And I think that's kind of very much what's happened here.
Yeah, it's I've not in terms of gender, but in terms of like sexuality.
You could say I've indoctrinated you. I've put my agenda.
You have forced your agenda upon me,
and you have blossomed into a beautiful tran.
This is true. This is true.
Or non-bin.
Non-bi.
Is that the like shortened, cool, trendy term these kids are using these days?
I just call myself queer, like
queer. Cool. All right.
Because like I mean I'm genderqueer, so it's like yeah, okay.
Wicked. Well, that's the gender politics.
Yeah, enough of the identity.
What else have
identity politics.
Yeah, idpol. Like, cringe. Get out of here. So yeah, so we've both said what we plan to do and what each of us will be specialising in. I must say, I think we've covered everything at this point. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Do I have anything I'd like to talk about?
You know, we any future plans that you're looking forward to, and exactly how that's going to be integrated.
We haven't spoken about all the day-to-day monotonous shit we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be
Oh,
doing the bathroom
plans.
and Christmas.
Yeah, you want to know what we're doing for Christmas? I none of you fucking care. Let's just be honest. So yeah, we've got like a decent tree up. I have this problem, you see. It's like we in Britain we rarely get like decent landlords, which means that we always get like problems in our homes. Something's always going wrong, and we get like regularly like a bit of mold just decides to start growing in the bathroom. So we spend most of the day trying to get rid of that. We've got this like spray bottles. They're like maximum nuclear fucking. You know, you spray it and it dies and it just fucks off. Yeah, it just
But yeah, unfortunately, throughout that process, some of the paint has flicked off the bathroom wall. So we've now decided we're going to completely redecorate.
Big paint again, yeah. I don't know what everyone's thoughts on this are, but we are thinking of going into a sort of light purple.
Or a blue.
What's the trendy name for that? You know when you go into like fucking Dunelm and you get those swatches and it's like, oh, do you want Tuscan sunset?
They tend to just call it lilac.
Lilac. There we go, lilac. You heard it here first, folks.
Honestly, I feel like a green would actually be really nice, like a really mint green.
Very much like the green that our stream is supposedly operating on.
Like a paler green.
That green is shit.
Like a seafoam green.
I hate that green.
Yeah, fuck that green.
No, I don't really, but.
But yeah,
we're other than that, we're doing the usual shit, you know, prezzies.
Stuffing ourselves
tonight
full
we're
of
watching
food.
the fucking
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm getting her roped in all my Christmas traditions. I've made her make clove oranges. We're gonna watch my favourite film.
How long do those oranges stay fresh?
Quite a while, to be fair, actually. Like, I've seen some last for weeks.
They look like they're just stitched up abominations, to be honest.
They smell great, though.
They smell tolerable.
I mean, I'm not surprised you'd be offended by the smell, to be fair. You with like extreme smells, whether they're good smells or bad smells, you just don't like it if it's too...
I like things just smelling like earth. I don't know how that is to explain. Anything that's new frightens me, basically. You wake up, you smell something that's a bit weird, and you're like, oh, I take it today's not going to be another one of those days. And then your life continues. And some people get past it, other people don't. They just stay in bed all day and okay. because the smell, just complicates shit too much. You're just like, no,
I
do not want to tempt fate today.
I
Gonna stay
don't
in bed.
I don't think I've ever woken up, smelt something that put me off, and then
No,
that's made me want to
It's
stay
like a
in
harbinger
bed.
of the fucking apocalypse. You wake up and you just, that stuff's not going to be okay.
I mean, it's
Rambling, but
it's typically mental health that just makes me not want to get out of bed. Not bad smells, but okay.
I get a touch of that too. I mean, that's getting quite personal, but yeah, no, normally
You don't have
it's
to
like
talk about
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because the flat I used to live in was like really like the landlord was, as most landlords are, complete trash. Like the dude was like fucking, basically like fucking a parasite.
Yeah.
Just gonna hardcore lefty take there.
Mao was right about landlords. Hot take.
YouTube TOS, okay? Fucking hell. Stay down. What was I on about? Yeah, the last landlord was so terrible. So mold was just growing in there without any respite.
You had no boiler or anything?
Yeah, the boiler was on the blink, so it was fucking up. And I think somewhere along that line, my lungs got like a fuck ton of like stuff in there that means like I now can't handle smells as much as I used to. Like I have like a low tolerance for like really pungent smells. Don't like it. So yeah, sometimes I really have to like hold my nose when I'm taking the bin out. This is really boring. We should be talking about like cool stuff, and here I am talking about my fucking nose.
Yeah, talking about smells you do and do not like.
Yeah. I like Baileys. I like bananas. I like After 8 Mint. Yeah.
Honey, don't do a bit.
So,
Don't do a bit. It's cringe. You just posted cringe.
I just posted cringe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Actually, I mean, there was one thing we've forgotten to ask.
Yeah, Dion's about to like fill you with some really cool knowledge. Some strats.
Well,
or at least she's going to tell you that in future there will be that going on. I don't know if she's got anything tonight. Bring the fire.
Bring the fire, bring the fire. I mean, obviously, when these streams are just kind of whatever the hell.
They will get better, I promise.
Yeah, they're just at the moment they're just whatever the hell we want them to be, and we're still just trying to figure it all out and stuff. I wrote down, I can see it on my little notepad, just the word tips with a question mark next to it. That's my.
What are these tips?
That's my cue. The tips currently are, for the love of God, get all the correct equipment before you start.
Hang on. What? You haven't told them about that it's uni that you're talking about here.
No. We're talking about the streams right now.
Tips.
We're talking about streams.
Oh, for anybody else who wants to start streaming, yeah.
Yes.
I God knows I needed that when I fucking started. Should we talk about it? Should we talk about the difficulties we fucking
shall
had?
we talk about our absolute nightmare for the past 2 months?
First of all, OBS was a treat to begin with because I'm a dumbass. And then we found out that my you'll actually know there's a short like 4-minute test video that's already on the channel, and it's bollocks because I keep dropping out, and that's because my laptop has a what we like to call in the industry a shit microphone. So so then my girlfriend, my they friend, but sorry, I fucked the pronouns again.
Partner is fine.
They recommended we get fucking Turtle Beaches. Sorry, I will get it right. I will.
It's okay.
I will be done. So yeah, Turtle Beaches is the gaming headset. Unfortunately, it's a headphone jack, and I don't know what Windows is doing lately, but some update means that headphones with jacks don't work. They merely work as earphones.
Yeah, they
the
don't work
microphone
as
is
microphones.
completely useless. So then we, because we did try streaming with that and it didn't quite work. That's why we would have started a lot sooner than this. It had all gone to plan, but it didn't. Here we are though, so But yeah, that's why we ended up the other day just kind of giving up and just getting like a proper dedicated microphone, because we thought, like we might as well, we realised finally that you're gonna have to spend a bit of money to get what you want. You can't. There's no shortcuts really with streaming. You're just gonna have to get something that's tried and true.
Yeah, we're both often quite stingy people, so the idea of spending money is a bit like, yeah.
So yeah, Wi-Fi dependent. we basically should be set up, and this should be like perfect. You know, we should have everything going now. At least we can actually stream. But anyway, yeah. So tips are, basically, yeah. So this is what you will need to do if you want to just don't fuck up the way that we did. You know, if you just want to make sure you get it in one, then do this.
Come to terms with the fact that you're going to have to spend at least a little bit of money, like not excessive amounts. Like we said before, the microphone was only.
People will tell you that you need like a fucking Blue Yeti and you need like a LED background and you need to be on camera and
it's not necessary.
And you need to look sexy and stuff and no, you don't. I reckon if you're engaging enough and people are willing to listen, then you've got all you need. So I would say just bring yourself to the party, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't. It will eventually. You've just got to stick at it long enough, I guess. Also, don't expect to instantly get like hundreds of viewers. If you go in it just looking for people, and just because you want engagement, it's not going to happen straight away. Rome wasn't built in a day. You'll be lucky if you start streaming and get like 3 people straight away. So.
Yeah, I think it's a matter
of
building.
It's going to take you at least a couple of like months or even years sometimes to really get like a dedicated fan base. I certainly haven't gone into this thinking that I'm just going to end up getting tons of subs all in one go and rocketing up there like I'm fucking like PewDiePie or something.
I was just looking in the comments and Tez is just talking about how he's still on the search for a USB headset for when he tries to join us in future.
Yeah,
so.
You've got all the time in the world, Tez. You know, we can put it off as long as necessary. We've got lots of other things we can do.
Yeah. True.
Carry on with the tips.
Yeah, with the tips. I will say, I know this is going to sound really stupid, but YouTube is your friend in terms of using OBS.
Fucking hell.
I know. But in terms of using OBS, there are lots of
it's got its kinks. Yeah.
There are lots of really good people out there who have done like a bunch of tutorials on how to use OBS. So I highly recommend it. I've had a look at a few myself just in case backup plans where I have to be the one hosting and using OBS for the streams and things like that. So.
Yeah, we both had to get it now.
Yeah, clogging up more space on my computer. I mean, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, basically, I mean, I don't think we've made it clear. Just do not get a headset that is a headphone jack.
Yeah, don't do that
unless you're sure that your computer is good enough to take it.
Yeah, really don't.
So I would go for microphones, or if you've got somebody else who's got like a headset that has like a microphone, ask them if you can borrow theirs just to test it before you go out spending loads of money. And because you'll be thanking yourself when the headset doesn't work and you have to upgrade to like a better one or a microphone. So if you want to get it right the first time, then just make sure you know what you're doing and you know what your computer can do, because that'll be dependent on the computer you have, whether it's a laptop or a PC.
Yeah, I guess my one like last tip would be to, if you're fortunate enough to have like a good friend or a family member or a partner or something who can,
which I do,
who can help you out with this stuff, I think that's always a really good place to be, because sometimes when you're trying to do a project and you're doing it on your own and you're struggling, it really discourages you from doing the project.
Oh yeah, I've had thousands of times like that, not just in streaming actually. Earlier in my channel's history, people who've been with me a while will know that like I just kind of disappeared for a year because I just got there wasn't much interaction with the stuff I was making, and I kind of felt like it was a bit cringe myself after a while. You'd make something and then 6 months later you watch it and you'd think like, what the hell was I thinking putting that up? But don't let it deter you, because the longer you craft, the more likely you'll end up with something that you can genuinely like learn to love, like I've made some videos that I still am proud of, and I'm like thankful that at least I've got a couple of those videos that I really love, because I don't mind that being on my channel, even though my channel's 90% trash. I'm glad that I've released 10% gold. That's like a really cool thing in my opinion,
Yeah.
So don't be deterred.
And I mean, whilst we're here, if we ever get anybody who comes in and you're like a veteran streamer, we're happy to take any tips from you.
That's actually a thing. We're looking for guests all the time. We don't want it to just be us two.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of having Dion's brother. We might get Seth on maybe if he's not too busy, and we can possibly stream a game with him. hopefully Shadow Man. Maybe even in future we could have it as a regular thing. Not obviously every week, but like it'd be like every year or something. We could rope him in maybe, if possible. But we're also looking for like other people. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, within reason, obviously. You know, but we want like lefty buddies. We want gamers. You know, gamers rise up.
General nerds.
I don't mean it in the way that people think I mean it, but yeah. You know, the gamers, calling the gamers, male and female, and
other
they.
and other. As long as you're
so yeah,
human,
you know,
guess.
and anyone who's watching now, when they read the Animorphs books or they're interested in getting into Animorphs, it'd be really interesting actually to just have like a group of people who just don't know it, because we can you know, get into it all and analyze it together. It's nice having fresh eyes on something that you've loved for years and years and years, because then you can possibly see a new perspective that you didn't before. So yeah.
I think, let me put it this way.
Oh, and we're also looking for Power Rangers fans. Please, somebody.
Let me put it this way. If you're a movie buff, a music buff, if you're really into Power Rangers or Doctor Who or
if you like
Animorphs or
Mario Kart,
Pokemon or video games.
Banuka.
If you're
Big Rigs.
If you're willing to talk politics, either agreeing with us or coming on for
Austin Powers pinball,
for maybe a debate or something, I'm not sure. That might be a
political
thing.
debate. I don't really want to spend. We've got like Vosh for that. You know, let him have a go at the Nazis.
Yeah.
We would like to discuss like lefty stuff, because I mean that's not generally for like praxis. That's basically just because we like talking about things that just make us feel a bit warmer inside, because the world's quite shitty at the moment. So it's nice to kind of have a circle of people just virtue signaling at each other, I guess. People should do that more often.
An echo chamber.
Yeah, kind of an echo chamber of people generally being nice people. It's like, you know, lately I think that's just a commodity that we've kind of wasted.
Yeah, I'd
as time's gone on, as the years kind of progressively just gotten worse, and new standards of being shitty have been accepted by the public.
But yeah, like I said, if anybody has a topic they want to talk about, or they want to come on, or if they want a topic for us to talk about.
By the way, and don't be afraid if you think you're like way like further left than us. We are quite tolerant people. That said, we draw the line at like proper tankyism.
Yeah, I mean, she thinks I'm a little too left sometimes, so and she's dating me, you know.
In what? Let's debate right now.
Right now, right?
Ding, ding, ding.
Right this
Get
second.
in the ring.
How many times?
Debate.
How many times have you legitimately sat there and
called? Should we go down the list?
How many times?
As Kyle Kalinske says.
How many times have you legitimately sat there and called me like a woke skull tanky? Like, even though I'm not.
Yeah, that was that. I apologise for that. I was. We all have that. Most lefties will know that you have that time where you do unironically say the word woke scald, and then like you realise eventually that like that is a stupid term.
It is.
Like, it really is, because you yourself are a woke scald for calling the other person a woke scald, because you're holding them to a standard, you know.
You're scolding them for scolding.
You're like, because you're telling them that, oh, you guys are really cringy, and then they could say the exact same thing to you, you know. You could tell them, like, you guys are being too restrictive. You're telling me I can't, like, be myself. And it's like, that goes against the core tenets of leftism, really.
Yeah.
Individualism, as you know, is our thing.
Very true.
And right-wing people will say it's theirs, but no. We are the true individuals. For example, anybody that can dye their hair blue and call themselves non-binary, that's like the ultimate signal of individuality. Sorry, my brain just... But yeah. I'm just saying, you know, that's like... Everyone thinks that all non-binary people look the same, but what I'm trying to say is, like, being non-binary is, like, the biggest show of, like, I am an individual. Because you're literally just chucking gender in the bin and walking away. That's the most individual thing ever.
True.
Anyway, sorry.
I've never fucked with gender.
That's my little debate there.
I've never fucked with gender, although my hair is pink, not blue. So
yeah, no, I used the blue haired thing because that's what the right wing
people
always...
they always like, blue-haired, feminist,
blue-haired,
SJW,
college, yeah, you know.
The trope. We have a habit of going off track, don't we?
We do.
We just, even in our normal like day-to-day conversations, just
well,
like as a
you just made it a bit yellow then.
Oh no, shut up. Anyway, even in our normal like day-to-day conversations, just as a couple, just going through life, we'll end up talking about something, going down a whole ass rabbit hole into another tangent and another rabbit hole, and it just be
Yeah.
we end up talking for just like hours at stupid o'clock in the morning about more bullshit. To be honest,
We are ending soon though today because we've got plans. But this is an introduction. This is who we are, and if you want more of this but slightly better and more planned, then please return soon. We are thinking of returning in the new year sometime after everything's died down, I guess. So I would say like the first couple of weeks of January maybe.
Yeah, probably sometime at the beginning of Jan. Yeah.
So, are we done with political debates, or do you want to go down the list? Do you want to just go on, hot fire me? Come on, I'll give you my hot takes. Come on.
I'm not prepared for that.
Okay, we will have to write that down and then like
we
do
will.
a political like. I don't know. Sometimes it is quite nice for that, just someone to put you in a chair and go abortion, gun rights, these.
True. Yeah.
And you just have to first thing that comes into your head.
You got to think on the fly, like.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's quite fucking easy. It's like that. A lot of that stuff tends to be like basic, sort of like. It's usually at the front of my mind.
Gun rights, don't fuck with them. Abortion, yes, excellent, cool.
The only reason people need guns is because other fuckers have guns.
Yeah.
So it's nullified.
If no one has guns.
Like, yeah, take the guns away, and it's just like, and then they say, "Oh, tyrannical government." I'm like, well, you want to increase the fucking military budget so that they can kill you with bigger guns already. What the fuck are you voting for? You know what I mean? Like, do you want bigger guns for your government, or do you want the guns? Like, because you're voting for both at the same time.
I mean,
you're voting for the tyrannical government that you're supposedly scared of.
Yeah, I mean, let's do that hot take.
Come on.
Most of the people in America who are really like ooh-rah about their gun laws because of the tyrannical government are the ones right now sucking the dick of said tyrannical government. Like Trump supporters, basically.
So-called small government.
Trump supporters.
And then they just want to just march into Pennsylvania and just be pumping their chests out.
Oh, do you know what? That's going to be a really fun thing to cover in January. The inauguration.
Yeah, we'll do an inauguration special.
Yeah,
we will add
cool.
Trump to our little thumbnail here. Put in between, Sailor Moon and Shadow Man.
Can we try and
find his thing?
I want to get that one of him where he looks really, really fucking sad. Just when he's walking.
You can probably get a fresh picture of him doing that on the day.
Probably.
To be honest, just watch the news and take a snapshot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I guess just to finish off here before we end up going on another rambling, because we do have other things to do tonight.
Yes.
Obviously, as you can see on the image there is my Instagram and her Twitter. My Instagram it's both a personal Instagram and a place where I kind of shill my art, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So if anyone wants to come in, just like some of my art, and if you've got any ideas for the stream or whatever, or if you have,
or if you'd like to petition to come onto the show sometime, because if you are one of them people right now thinking that this is shit, I'd rather watch something else, then maybe you could be the person that makes it better.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes, exactly. Or don't. It's your choice at the end of the day. Manifest.
But yeah, I mean,
reasons,
you can DM
powers the people and all.
You can DM me on Instagram, or you can DM me on Twitter. So.
I'm nice sometimes.
She's friendly, but she bites sometimes.
Yeah, through the phone. I just you like me on Twitter, and I just fucking just.
You can feel it.
I don't know if they heard that noise, but that's a audio that's through the medium of audio, me showing what I would do. Not really, but yeah.
You sounding out you would do.
Just like the fucking posts. How about you do that?
Yeah, just
simple.
Just like her tweets. Sometimes she puts pictures of our cat on her Twitter, so please
Suki cats.
Please go like pictures of Suki
Kevin
cats.
Logan has got Rory cats. We've got Suki cats.
He also has chops.
And we should have a
cat off.
No, a collaboration in the nation. A cat. That doesn't fucking work.
A cat liberation.
Cat liberation. Sounds more like calibration.
Colcatabration.
That sounds like a place in India.
I think you're thinking of Calcutta. Yeah.
I am. Yeah. I don't know. That joke didn't really land. I'm sorry, guys. Thing is, you can't really cut stuff away from this. It kind of just is as it is.
Yeah. Honestly, her jokes are 50-50. Sometimes they'll land and it'll be hilarious. Other times you're just like crickets.
Yeah, just scratching your head, going, "What the fuck."
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's just not funny. Other times it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So it's actually more of a 33 point.
But yeah, sometimes I'll like post a really like hot, sexy like picture of like something I've got from eBay. Like I collect lots of really rare, weird stuff.
She does.
You know, like books, like really vintage old books, toys, usually Power Rangers, sometimes Doctor Who, general bits and bobs, and I'll usually show them because people normally are quite into that kind of thing. Other than that, it's basically just me like ripping into like right-wing douchebaggery.
True.
Like every other fucking leftist on Twitter.
Every other tran.
Every other tran.
But no, I mean, like I said, my Instagram, it's my personal Instagram, so you're going to see a lot of pictures of me. I don't think any of you lot know what I look like. I haven't been on the channel.
Know. Do you? You said you know face reveal. Strictly no face reveal.
No,
That's what you said.
I haven't.
People know what I look like.
I haven't been
Everyone
on the
knows
channel.
I'm fucking ugly.
I haven't been on the
I don't
channel
know if
at
they
all.
Make a decision on you yet.
No, well, yeah, I mean, I haven't been on the channel at all, but yeah, there is a lot of pictures of me on my Instagram, and there's.
Well, there you go then.
My
so,
snails are on there.
Cat's out of the bag, guys.
Yeah, you can see what I look like.
Find out where she lives. I'm joking.
But yeah, my snails are on there. My snakes on there.
I said she again. Fuck's sake.
It's fine, baby. My millipedes are on there. I got weird pets. Ask me about my weird pets. I could talk about them for days, honestly.
We have a snake.
Yeah, we have a snake. We have a snake.
What is the snake? Go on.
She's a
royal python.
She is a royal python.
Oh, cool thing for Shadow Man fans. We call the snake Nettie. We were going to have a snake called Jaunty, but the snake we got was female.
She's a girl.
So we thought Nettie instead, as in Agneta.
Yeah,
the voodoo priestess.
Yeah, basically,
Shadow Man fucks into a coma during the game.
Yeah, basically, we had been like absolutely.
That's going to be clipped and shipped.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We were reeling about the name for literally months before I got my snake, and it was on the bus home from getting her that Yumi was like, oh, how about Jaunty? I was like, well, she's a girl, and then that's when I was like, oh, we could call her Nettie. So yeah,
there's a voodoo coming, Shadow Man.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
how.
That could be seen as racist, but that's actually how she sounds in the game.
She does. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she's played by a white actress.
You've also got snails.
I do have snails.
We'll actually find out because we're going to be researching for that stream.
Yeah,
we'll
true.
find out who the voice actors are.
Mm.
I did actually research who plays the Michael Loire, the dude, you know, with the skull, like fucking, you know, the cool dude, the main character, the protagonist, if you will.
Michael Leroy.
It's Michael Loire.
That's how it's spelled. Though.
Michael Loire.
The French man. But yeah, I mean, back to me for a second. You stealing away from the focus of my pets.
You've got
I also have two giant African land snails. They're called Gastro and Galileo. They're my babies. I love them. They're chonky boys. You'll see them on my Instagram too.
They reproduce like fucking like.
They do. I'm constantly.
Some joke that I can't think of right now, but I will sometime in the future.
Yeah, they do lay a lot of eggs all the time. I also have two millipedes called Flotsam and Jetsam. I'm sure y'all will know.
Metal.
Y'all will know the names from.
Iron Tears.
Flotsam and Jetsam are the eels from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, but they're also like a thrash metal band from the 80s.
I know.
Iron Tears.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but the guy's got like a really fucking high voice, like proper, like just what? Like I can't see that was me doing the. It's that high that right now anyone who's got a dog will be like, what? Have you heard the rumor?
And I mean, generally, I also have a lot of. I have dairy cow woodlice. I have springtails. I have dwarf white woodlice.
I have dairy milk woodlice.
Basically, whilst I'm at uni, I'm also the co-chair of the Bangor University Society of Entomology, so I have a lot of invertebrates. I like bugs.
Brainy.
I like fish. Yes, big brain. So yeah, that's me. That's my Instagram. If you, as incentive to come to the streams, if there's a really quick piece of art that I could throw up for you, I could put it in the stream for you, and you can be like, oh look, I asked them to draw that, and
yeah, we
that'd be fun.
You said ages ago you wanted to do commissions, but you said like,
I don't want.
If it's an easy enough job, then you just do it.
If it's an easy enough job,
yeah.
I'll do it for free. And
So,
if it's a difficult job, then I'm just gonna say no because I'm too busy.
It's cool.
I'm busy doing things for you as well as my own stuff.
Don't tell them what though. I don't
No,
want
I'm
anyone
not,
taking
I'm not,
our
no.
ideas.
It's a secret.
When it's done, you fuckers will see it.
Yeah, it's a secret right now.
Yeah.
Super secret drawing time.
Yeah. Although something I posted recently on my Twitter was your design you did for me with the lightning bolt with the colours.
With all the colours behind it, yeah.
That's quite an old post though, so I don't know why I brought it up. But yeah.
It is also on my Instagram. It'll be a little bit further up on my Instagram because I don't
Yeah.
post too much.
So if you want an example of like, once again, any Power Rangers fans, hello. If
She's-
you're out there, she does Power Rangers really well.
Yeah, she's really just looking for people to pal around about Power Rangers things with.
We are a rare breed.
It's
Particularly the type who actually like the Power Rangers seasons that no one else likes. Everyone is all like, oh, Jungle Fury is the best. And I'm like, no, it's the worst. Hot take. Operation Overdrive and Megaforce is better than Jungle Fury.
You're gonna get a lot of hot takes from
Bring
her.
it,
Generally.
bring it. I
So.
don't care. I don't care. They told me, you've got to be ready for haters, so bring it. I want to hate.
Haters gonna
I want to hate. No, I'll just sit here rubbing my tits while they're projecting their hate outwards. I'm just gonna, that's gonna be me.
Yeah,
I will take the hate and salivate over it.
you're also gonna see a lot of that attitude from her.
That's fine.
She's
That's it. You have to accept it if you're going to be a public figure. You can't be a. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to say it like this, but yeah, you can't really be a snowflake. You have to just kind of have a bit of a thick skin, and what really is good about that is that you want to get friends around you, because that makes you strong. You shouldn't have to deal with the burdens of life and horrible people on your own. So it's important that you have skin thick enough to deal with that, but also have like a support mechanism around you for when because we're only human. Shit sometimes really does get quite horrible and a bit hard to deal with.
True.
So you get friends around you, and you'll find yourself much more able to handle the shit that's thrown your way by people that would rather be they want to do what you're doing themselves, but they for some reason they can't, so they throw hate at you because they're jealous. I don't know if it applies to this case particularly, but I mean, there's other cases in my life that's definitely been the case.
I mean,
Sorry.
they could be
I
jealous.
wish I could delete all that.
I mean, they could be jealous that you're dating someone who's just so smart and absolutely awesome.
I'm kind of just like a C student. I'm like, I got like C's, maths, English, and all that kind of stuff.
Necessities.
Yeah, the basics. Your STEM.
And you did music in college.
And Dion's like a proper like marine zoologist, going on to like be teaching the generation of new children.
Yeah, gonna be teaching biology.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That'd be fun. We should do a crash course biology stream. Everything you
Yes.
need to know to pass your like A level or something.
Yeah, they have to deal with being at uni for one, and two, how to deal with that specific because you're already you finish very soon.
Yeah, I graduate next year.
The last quarter of next year is when you'll be done with the whole thing. 3 years in.
Yeah, I'll be finished by.
So you'll be getting your pips and an old picture of a Spitfire, and then kicked out of the building.
Yeah, I'll be finished by July, I believe I'll be finished by. And graduation will be sometime in August after results come in for the exams and shit, so.
Yeah, it'd be good. And then we'll be able to... The reason why these streams for the moment will be not as common as most other streamers, I guess. We planned to... We were originally we were going to do them every Saturday, but then we came across the... shit happens, life gets busy, Dion's got uni, I don't really have anything, but it kind of a lot of it hinges on Dion, because I can't really do a lot of this on my own.
Yeah.
So therefore, we will do them simply when we are able to. That's about as simple as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, we can aim for trying to do one every other week for the time being.
Yeah.
Because
I think
obviously
the key factor here is you don't just stream for the sake of it. Like, we really wanted to do this one because this is like the introduction. This
and
is
we've
like,
been waiting so long.
because a lot of us we were both really nervous before we started. We were like, how the fuck do we even begin? What do we say?
Yeah.
And I told Dion, like, relax. Just crash in at the deep end, start talking, and after 3 minutes, you'll find that shit just finds its own way. It'll just magically start. And then you have the bouncing sort of conversation. And after a while, you forget that you've got like a computer that's recording everything you're saying and posting it to the internet.
Sure.
But yeah, so it'll be as and when, because Dion's got uni to worry about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big stuff.
I got exams coming up.
But yeah, so you don't stream with nothing planned. So we like the idea of kind of not streaming until we actually have something decent to talk about and to do.
Yeah.
But we promise it won't. We won't just do this episode and then drop off Earth for like ages. It will be like after we spent the kind of money we have, we definitely want to turn this into like a regular thing.
Yeah. Also,
this is merely just episode 1. Like a test.
It's just gonna be fun. You know, it's something for us both to do, and it allows you to be creative. And I think it's just nice.
I'd like to think we would be those streamers where, because we won't really have much on the screen in terms of like things that people watch. So we'll probably be a bit more like you know, people listen to it while they're gaming.
Yeah, it's more like a podcast.
Someone would be playing, like, because that's what I do with most of the streamers I watch. I'll usually just stick it on next to me, you know, while I'm in bed gaming, and sometimes I'll even forget that it's kind of weird because the speech kind of disappears, so you can still hear it, but you're not concentrating on it anymore. You're kind of stuck in the game, and then after a while, you forget that you're watching like somebody talking, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you come back in halfway through a conversation and they're really going off and you're like, what, I've missed so much. We might be those kind of streamers, you know.
Just in the background.
But the important factor is, another thing, a good tip for people that want to start streaming is, don't do it for other people, do it for yourself.
Yeah, have fun.
The big thing about this is, honestly, I do not care if we don't get viewers. Honestly, this is for me to kind of stretch my creative juices, because YouTube squeezed my lemon basically, so I can't fucking do shit without it. So streaming is like my new way of trying to like say what I want and mostly to be able to do what I want. And I hope that basically, because I prefer edited content, because then everything is exactly as I want it to be. I can edit, like it's like creating a painting. You control every aspect. With streaming, it's a bit more unpredictable because you have to act on the fly. But I think that makes up for not being able to use copyrighted content, because then you feel like you've got more of an interaction going with the person that is streaming.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit more spontaneous, and sometimes things come out that you won't normally expect. You know, like when you're making edited content, usually you've got a script and you'll say exactly everything that you're supposed to say. Whereas with streaming, you'll find happy accidents that you couldn't replicate if you were to just be writing a script. So I like to think those funny moments will be the thing that makes up for those pitfalls. But mostly I just like the idea of just being able to speak. And to have a video on my channel for once that is not fucking like blocked in 300 countries. And, you know, so I think short of like yelling the N-word, I think we'll be okay. And I don't think that'll happen, so...
Yeah, I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah. That said, though, sometimes we might actually endeavour to do screen sharing, where we will sort of be playing videos that might be a bit politically risque. You know, we might be reacting to reactionaries, you know, YouTubers that often do say some pretty horrible stuff that we will be reacting to.
Trigger warnings and content warnings needed.
Sometimes it depends on the content. Most viewers, when they see the names, they'll know exactly who they're dealing with, because these people aren't new. You know, your what's her name, Gun Girl, and Sargon of Akkad. You know, those kind of folks. You know, everyone knows what they do on a daily basis.
Isn't Gun Girl's the one who shit herself? Isn't she?
Caitlin Bennett, yeah.
Yeah.
The amendment number 2. I'm trying to make that joke work, but I don't think it landed. But oh well.
No,
she's all about guns, and number 2 being a British term for shit. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
did we mention we're British? I think we did.
Well,
most people know I'm British.
She's British. I'm Welsh.
Despite my name, you know, having a Japanese name but being British, it's a hard one. But you know.
Again, she's British. She can identify as that as she wants, but I'm Welsh. I don't affiliate myself with England.
I have like a tiny, infinitesimally small amount of Japanese heritage. So that's why I think it's okay for me to have a Japanese name. But I really am no more Japanese than fucking Keanu Reeves is. So, you know. God, I don't know how Japanese Keanu Reeves is, so that could be a really dumb statement. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Is he actually not Japanese? Is he Hawaiian or fucking
I wouldn't,
Filipino?
I wouldn't know either off the
Philippine
top.
X. Is that... I've heard that putting X is now like nicer than O at the end.
Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah. Philippines.
Okay, cool.
And Latino.
Adding that to my
it's because
lexicon.
Because Latino or Filipino O typically implies a masculine formation of the word, which makes it gendered.
See, because I used to think saying Latino was completely fine, but like I've been told that like that's a bit outdated, and Latinx is actually the preferred.
Latinx, yeah, it really depends on who you're talking to, because like I said, the only reason we like Latinx has become a thing is because Latino and Latina, one is a masculine form of the word, one is a feminine form of the word.
So you're making it neutral by putting the X.
Yeah, some people are cool with it, some people aren't. It's still a new thing.
I can tell a couple of people that won't be okay with it. It's the people that are always unhappy with anything that's changed.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think if you're going to talk about that, the absolute best person to try and find would be like a non-binary Latinx person.
Yeah, by the way, calling out, you will not be on your own. If you come on the show and you're non-binary, you will have Dion here.
I'm genderqueer.
So don't feel like you're under attack. I know that my language, I'm really trying to be kind and all that stuff. I sometimes do come out with words that some people may find offensive. I don't honestly try to do that, but you know, I talk very quickly, and I'm British, so I have a lot of loaded language in my head.
Yeah,
I'm trying to train myself to not do anymore. But to make up for that, we have Dion here who will correct me at every turn. So I promise you will be.
Yeah, no R slur or things like that.
What slur?
R slur.
R slur.
The ableist one.
Oh, R-E-T.
Yeah. None of that on stream.
I haven't said that in time.
No, it's just,
allegedly.
Yeah, just none of that. Just none of that on stream. I don't want to like single people out.
No, I don't try to deliberately be horrible, but at the same time, I realise that sometimes I say something and then I'm like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of new to leftist activism, really. I'm one of those people where I went a bit right for a while, thinking that was the best for me. Similar to how like working class people often vote against their own interests.
Yep.
I went down that way because I was trying to be really cool, and sort of in the Blair White kind of fashion, one of the good ones. And then I kind of got hit on the head and thought, like, you know, I came to, like, not literally hit on the head, I mean, like, I
figuratively.
I had an epiphany where I was kind of like, you know, what is the real point in all this crap, you know? Like, these people are not here for me. I have a far better, you know, chance of, you know, having a good life, a generally good life, by uplifting the people around me who have the same goals as me. And that's what turned me on to, like, socialism, basically. You know, the people that fight for my interests, and there I am throwing stones at them. It really just isn't the way. And people spend a lot of money to try and make me think otherwise. But yeah, I went the other way.
Yeah, you came to the good side.
The good side. I've been brainwashed. I'm joking. That's what I mean. I say shit as a joke, and then people sometimes take it way too seriously. And I do apologise if it genuinely does cause offence. I do not mean to.
Honestly, the sarcasm comes part and parcel with being from this country.
I'm very sarcastic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, honestly, I think, as Dion can attest to, the more you get to know me, the more you can kind of deal with the sarcasm. Because you know that I don't mean it after a while, and all the body language, you know, I don't mean it as any harm to anybody. None, even though I do recognise that I say it from a place of privilege. You know, I don't want to be cringy, but yeah, I do realise that, you know, I can say these things and not get punched in the head because I am, you know, white and relatively, you know, I am poor, but not like fucking destitute, you know. So, you know, privilege and all that. But what I'm generally saying is I'm quite accommodating when you get to know me. So don't be afraid to come on, whether you're edgelord or whether you're the other way, you know, where you're non-binary and you're a little bit more fragile, but you wouldn't like to admit it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
We will talk to anybody who is genuine, pretty much. As long as you're acting in good faith, we welcome you.
Yeah, I was just about to say, don't be disingenuous, but good faith is basically, that's the way.
We can deal with opposing viewpoints. I've tried to, you know.
We have a few ourselves, for the
Yeah, we do have opposing political views. I think one was that you are pro death penalty in some regards.
I am.
For some areas, whereas I believe all of that is barbaric. Also, you are a bit of a touch more nihilistic than me. You basically have the, you know, fuck humanity, we should all just fall back into the sea. kind of attitude to some things. Not all the time, but
I will.
in
I
some
will
regards.
just. I'll
I
just.
notice sometimes you'll see something on the news about like global warming, and you'll just be like, "Oh, we shouldn't have fucking gone out of the ocean anyway."
I mean, some of that really does come part and parcel with the territory of being a biological scientist. You start to
Yeah.
get really fed up with seeing what.
Yeah, the humans
people
are at
do.
it again.
Yeah, basically.
Whereas I'm a lot more optimistic and generally humanidocious. So I generally
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
yeah, even though the sound of it, yeah, I get you. I don't know. I think humans are capable of doing good when they really put their minds to it. Even though we do keep letting ourselves down, I believe that the good outweighs the bad. Usually, when it comes to crunch time, humanity usually steps up to the plate. Though we are capable of some of the worst evil.
I mean, I've got a hot take, but I'm gonna say
Hot take.
I'm gonna save
Hot
it for
take.
another.
Hang on. Drum roll. Go on.
The vast majority of this planet's problems can be solved if you treat humans like a tree. Trim the top 1% and use it to feed the roots at the bottom.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, it's edgy, but I'll allow it. Like, yeah, I mean, how can I be a socialist and not agree with that?
Heads will roll.
It's
bitch.
like that in a Shikari lyric. Sometimes I wish all our currency was apples, so that all the hoarded millions would rot in their vault.
Yeah.
Because it's true. If fruit was money, then people would they would invest a lot more smartly. We're kind of getting way into the politics.
Yeah, we are.
We are about 1 hour in. 1 hour and 6 minutes. Shall we call it a night?
I think we shall.
Okay. So all I have to say to you lot is have a great Christmas. No pasaran. That's something I learned from a friend of mine.
Fairs. I mean, my only advice would be.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay. If you don't celebrate Christmas, or if you have a different religious tradition, then I hope you have a great whatever the hell that is. Okay.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes, let's use the war on Christmas term. I don't actually believe there's a war on Christmas, but some fuckers do. So yeah, have a great war on Christmas and a great New Year, unless you've got some other tradition for that too. In which case, have a great one of those. To you, Dion.
All I'll say is just be careful and don't be stupid and get Rona.
Yeah.
Stay inside and wear a mask, or stay inside and get drunk.
Keep your fucking nan safe. She doesn't want it. Okay, she doesn't want it.
Just be safe.
That was a bit forceful, wasn't it?
Be safe during this so most festive season.
That wasn't really called for.
What, telling people to be festive and safe?
That was a bit sarcastic. I'm so sorry, guys. She didn't mean that. They didn't mean that. Ah, fuck. Hit me in the head. Ow.
God's sake.
Reparations.
Yeah, anyway, long story short, this has been an hour and nearly 8-minute rambling of.
It has. Hopefully
bollocks.
It's been enjoyable though,
True. I had fun.
And next time we'll have more planned. We'll actually write stuff down. We'll research.
We'll pick a topic.
We'll be reading Animorphs soon, and then we'll do like a post-book read, and it'll all be good. So stay tuned for that.
And obviously just keep an eye on the channel for any
say
videos
hi
she
to me.
decides to
If you
upload.
catch me on Twitter anytime, say hi. It'd be cool to educate you and to be educated by you, whichever way it happens to fly.
Redistribute the knowledge.
Indeed, knowledge is power.
Indeed it is.
Okay, so are we?
Yeah.
Are we okay?
I think we're done.
Have a great Christmas, guys.
Bye.
I'll see you later.